welcome back to my channel, Baking with Liv. I know it's been a while since I made my last video, but I'm really excited about this one and I've been working really hard on the process of getting this one put together. So that's part of why I've been gone for a while, and also I just haven't had a chance to go ahead and film. If you've been with me since the beginning and since my other videos, you can probably tell I'm in a different setting today. I'm actually at my parents' house for a couple of different reasons. One, I was unable to film at my friend's house, so we're just gonna be here today. Also, I am making a really exciting video that has to do with the Humane Society and dogs, and my dogs live here, and I wanted them to be able to taste test my treat today. You'll get to see them in a little bit. And what we're doing is making 100 baked dog treats. The way that this kind of got started was my dogs have always been from the Humane Society, and I've always wanted to give back to the Humane Society. I love animals, I love dogs, and so I was kind of looking into volunteering there, but it is a really big time commitment. So I searched around for other ways that I could give back or donate, and one of those ways was baking dog biscuits. So I went ahead and emailed one of the ladies in charge there and asked if I could make dog biscuits for them and if I could bring them up and film there as well. So we will be doing that tomorrow. So this recipe that I'm going to be making only makes 2.5 dozen. However, she wanted around 90 to 100 dog treats for me to bring up, so I'm going to be making a couple of batches in order to make sure that all of the dogs at the shelter get some treats. Sorry for the long intro, but there was just a lot to cover, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is a very easy, basic recipe, so don't think that you have to be professional to make these. So we're gonna start by adding together our oil, peanut butter, and water. So we'll start with our oil, which is 2 tablespoons of the corn oil. Next, we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of natural peanut butter. And now we're gonna add 1 cup of water. If you hear a little pitter-patter in the background, that's my dog walking around. Now we're gonna go ahead and just start combining all of these ingredients. The texture that this makes at the start is not very nice, so just wait until we start adding our dry ingredients. Don't get concerned if they don't seem to be coming together right away. All right, it doesn't look great, but we're gonna start adding in our dry ingredients pretty slowly. Our dry ingredients consist of 1 cup of whole wheat flour and 2 cups of white flour. I'm just gonna start with my whole wheat flour first because it was first on the ingredients list. The recipe that the Humane Society had on their website was not super specific, and some of the directions were actually confusing. They had 2 different temperatures for the oven listed, and they didn't really specify what size the cookies needed to be. So part of this is just kind of winging it, and we're gonna watch them pretty carefully. But as far as I know, these are the right measurements for the cookies. You can definitely see it becoming more of a paste at this point. Now we'll start adding in our white flour, again, 1 cup at a time. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet or not, but I did get this recipe from the Humane Society's official webpage. I wanted to make sure that the dogs were getting treats that were healthy for them and that they would be able to eat without a lot of them having allergy problems with it. So this is safe for dogs to eat unless your dog has a specific allergy that you're concerned about, but these are what they recommended on their webpage. So at this point, when your mixture starts to look a little bit like this, now would be a good time to start kneading it with your hands. You are gonna get a little bit messy. All right, so once your dough is firm, you're gonna go ahead and place it down on a clean surface. And I'm just gonna knead it a little bit more. So now we're gonna begin rolling out our dough. And then I bought these really fun dog bone cookie cutters. I got these on Amazon. It was a set of 3 and they were only, I think, $6. You're gonna wanna roll your dough out to about 1/4 of an inch. Alright, so now that my dough is rolled out, I'm going to begin cutting out the actual dog bone. And just make as many shapes as you can out of this dough. Re-roll it and cut out some more dog bones. This is making a lot more than 2.5 dozen. I think they accounted for them being probably about this size, possibly even bigger, but I made some smaller ones because my small dogs don't usually get really large treats, so I figured we can make use of those as well. I'll just be sure to make some extras just so they have plenty for all of the dogs. I'm going to start placing these onto an ungreased baking sheet, which will go into the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Like I said before, the recipe online was a little bit confusing. It said preheat for 350 degrees and then bake at 250. So I'm baking them at 350, but I'm going to keep an eye on them just in case. So not all of the first batch fit onto this baking sheet, but I'm gonna start and just pop this first batch into the oven so they can get baking while I roll out the rest of these and start making some other batches. Those will be in the oven for 20 minutes. That's gonna give me plenty of time to roll out the rest of this batch and then make a bunch of other batches. These are super quick and easy, so I'll probably finish the rest of the dough in the time that those are in the oven. I'm about to transfer over the done dog biscuits into a Tupperware container and put these next batches into the oven, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys got to see my own dogs try out the dog treats, so we're gonna go give them a shot and hope that the dogs like them. I'll be really embarrassed if they're being snobs and don't like them at all, but let's go see if they like them. The dogs seem to like the biscuits, so I guess they're a-okay to take to the Humane Society tomorrow. And I will catch up with you guys in the morning. We'll be taking off to the Humane Society, and I will be filming some footage there of me bringing the treats to the dogs and hopefully getting to see their reaction and have a couple of them try it out and make sure they're all puppy approved. So we're on our way to the Humane Society right now, and I'm really excited because this is a big project for me that's kind of been in the works for a while now. So it's the next morning and we're taking over the dog biscuits that we made yesterday. We just pulled up, but we're actually also going to be making a second dog biscuit delivery. I ended up, after I stopped filming last night and turned off the camera and was basically done making dog biscuits yesterday, I came across a post on social media. So if you guys don't already know, there's some really severe flooding going on in some states right now, and that includes my state, and a lot of the surrounding area, people are being evacuated and having to leave their homes, which sometimes includes having to find a place for their dog to go, and so sometimes they can't take them with them, and it's very confusing for the animals. They don't really know what's going on, and you can't explain that to them. And they're being placed into these shelters. Well, I saw a post on social media of somebody reaching out and looking to see if they could find donations of dog food, dog blankets, anything that could help out the animals. And I already had all these extra ingredients left over, so I went ahead and made a second batch of the same amount of dog biscuits, and we're going to be making a second delivery to this woman who's going to take them to a different shelter. So I'm really excited that we are able to help out in that way and that I was able to just make more dog biscuits. So we're going to head into the Humane Society now. day of me baking dog biscuits. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. A big thank you to the Humane Society. They did not need to let me come in and film there, so that was so awesome, and I'm so grateful that they let me do that. And I'm glad that the dogs seem to enjoy the dog biscuits. If you guys make this recipe, let me know down below. It is super duper easy, so if you want to make this yourself or with your kids or whatever, it's a super easy basic recipe, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun making it. And maybe you can take them to your own Humane Society. I know they're always looking for food donations and donations of any kind. I'll be sure to leave a list down below of some things that you could bring to the Humane Society that they let me know while I was there. They're always kind of in need of. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.